Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine, and it's time for the next installment in my 101 Scrapbooking Ideas and Sketches challenge that I've been taking on this year. I am going to be working with the Serenity collection, and I'm going to be doing 3 layouts. I don't know what it was about this sketch, but it just spoke to me. It is a 2-page sketch, and we're going to be making 3 double-page layouts using this collection and this sketch. At the end, we'll also make a card. I hope y'all enjoy seeing my interpretations of this sketch. All right, here it is. Let me show you closer so you can see all of my pencil markings. Layout 1 is here, layout 2 is here, and layout 3 is up top. I'll try to hold it steady, so if you would like a screenshot of what I've done, of course, I will also talk you through it as well. Now, here is the rest of it. Now I could turn the light back up. Just like to make sure if anybody wants a screenshot, they can actually see it. I did pull out my admission ticket punch for this sketch. This one actually came out with Adventure Parks, which was much later than Serenity or the What a Zoo collection that was shown in the inspiration sketch. But I thought, hey, why not add a couple of tickets to one of our layouts? It just, like I said, sometimes it speaks to me, and this one, it just spoke to me with it. And the base for both sides of this page are going to be I believe this was robe, green robe, or some type of fabric. But it has the stripes on the back, as I showed you. We're going to start on the left side of the page, and on this one I do use quite a lot of mats. You will need both your regular and repositionable tape runners. And the other thing you will need that's noteworthy is the laser cut borders, and you're actually going to need 2 packages of them, because I had 2 packages for something. I don't know. I have a lot of this collection, and it just really, like I said, I don't know what it was about the sketch that once I started going with this collection and this sketch, it was hard to stop. Actually, I could probably have done maybe even a couple more layouts with it. And I love how this collection really shows off all of any pictures, really. So I pulled out the lavender seed paper that has the kind of basket weave looking grid on the back of it, and on this left side of the page, this is a 1.5 inch by 12 inch strip. I did a different size for the other side of the page. I did a 1 3/4 inch by 12 inch from the lavender seed for the other side. I think because in the sketch, the right side was definitely wider than the left, but since I knew I wanted to use larger mats, I didn't want to make it as large as what they suggested, which I think was 4 3/4. So it really went far into the page. So you want it with just a little bit of space for photos. And I always try to show you if we can get more photos on the page, let's do it. All right. So I'm using the lavender side of our laser cut border. These borders are double-sided. You can choose which color you want to use when you go to use them. The opposite side had that blue on it. And the 3 mats for the left side of this page are it's a journal box. Pulling out the light blocker. The journal box has the really light lilac wavy lines, and it has, the same thing on the back side, just the opposite orientation. And then we also have our 2 green mats that have the speckles on them. Okay, and I'm going to place this one first. I do have, let's see, this is going to go up here, but both of my mats are going to go on top of this other one. So I actually, you know what, I'm going to pull out my zero centering ruler to help me with this, and we're just going to do it this way. Get some tape on the back side of it. And oops, I almost put it upside down on my page anyways. So you do want your lines running horizontally through the page. This is a 4x6 mat. So I want to line up at the 3s on my zero centering ruler and get this centered at the right side of my left page. There we go. There's always something, right? And now let's get tape on these other two. All right. And I'll say we're giving it about 1/4 of an inch border where between the border. So the green is showing around our mat just a little bit here. You can do this on your 13x13 cutting mat or with your zero centering ruler. I am going to eyeball it. Keep things going here. All right. The next thing I did was I did punch the mission ticket border, and I kind of am placing. I cut them apart because your ends just have a half a ticket. So I wanted to have those running through the page a little bit. And then we're going to stack the 2 single tickets up here, kind of like how it shows in the inspiration sketch, but not exactly. Okay. And I am putting these 2 ends on the opposite ends as well. Angling them a bit. And these two are going to be angled this way. Let me make sure I remember what I wanted to do with them. This one. And this one. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and get our stickers on while I'm in the flow here. I have my Serenity sticker here. That's just going to go on our ticket that we punched. Works well. The sizing just seemed about right. One of our flowers, this one is the one with the lavender background on it. I think this one needs a foam square. If I can find my foam squares. All right. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and pop up this other one. This one is our smaller green one. It's the lighter green of what our mats is. We'll put a foam square on this one as well. And that's going to go here. Left side of our page is done. There we go. And now for the right side, I'll bring back in my paper. We're going to start again with the same border, except for, remember, this piece is 1 3/4. Influenced by our inspiration sketch a little bit. And then, like I said, I had 2 packs of the laser cut borders. So we are actually using the same one on this side as well. There we go. And now we're going to add our mats for this side of the page. These are our purple toned ones, so it's a little bit of a darker purple with the speckle. For this one, it has the lighter purple grid on the back. Purple speckle here, it's just slightly lighter, almost a little more of a gray tone than the other. This one has the waves running on the back, and the third one also has the waves, lavender waves running through it with the grid on the back of it. And these are going to go this direction on this page, and this is going to go over just a little because I have another sticker for right here. Okay, flip those over, get your tape on. And with this, if you like the other side of the mats, you can easily use the other side of these. The coloring is similar, just ever so slightly different, and I just liked how these looked a little bit better than the opposite side of the mats. I'm going to give this bottom one 1/4 of an inch again. I think I just naturally gave that one 1/4 of an inch. It's about 3/4 from our border there. And this one's going to be about 1/4 inch from the right end of our paper. Straightening that out just a little bit. Okay, looks pretty good. And get this one at the top here straightened out just a little bit as well. Oh boy, starting to stick, which is okay too, but I wanted to straighten it out just a little bit more. I thought I placed it a little bit lighter. Okay. But that's all right. We've got it now. And get your relax, move, align sticker here. And I think we're going to pop this one up as well. And I'm going to grab my foam tape to do that with, because it's just, for some of these larger stickers, I just find myself grabbing the foam tape just a little bit more. Makes life easy. You only have to pull one of the tabs on the back. So I got a little bit too much. I will add the rest of this to my foam square sheet right here and stick it on like that. There we go. And that's going to go over here. And let me give you both pages together. I know I need to hold this one up still. All right side of our page is done. Like I said, these are quick and easy. It's just how the sketch spoke to me. And there you go, layout number 1, side by side. At the end, y'all are going to have to let me know which one of the 3 is your favorite. For our second sketch, we have the blue fabric looking paper that has the colorful lotus on the back of it. We're going to use the same sheet for both sides of this layout, and I am running my pattern horizontally through the page, which is going to matter when we have our wavy mats coming in. Again, I did pull 2 of our laser cut borders. These I don't know, it's because I had 2 packs of it. I think I was ready to use some of these up, and they are still available for sale if you would like some. So I am using the darker tone side on my page because it has a lighter side and a darker side. So this is the darker side. The lighter side would look like that. And I just thought the darker side paired much nicer with our paper. Okay, so this one is really quick and easy. I have 3 4x6 mats. We have the floral print one here. That's going to go down on the bottom. I have the potted plant right there. And then I have relaxing with the basket weave behind it going in the top. So flip those over. Okay. And again, I think I'm going to grab my zero centering ruler to help me out with getting this one lined up through our page evenly. And I know I had to be between the 3s because it's a 4x6 mat. This one also does have a pattern that runs horizontally through it as well. Oh my goodness. Okay. Relaxing is going up there. Our floral patterns coming down here. Those both each have about a 1/2 inch around them. And then I'm pulling out our write-on stickers, and we are going to use 3 of these, and I am going to cut them with my microchip scissors to match the pattern on our page here. Let's see here. So pull it off. Go ahead and cut it diagonally here and here. Just taking a little triangle off the corner here using my microchip scissors. Not measuring, I am just, let's see. That looks like that's going to be my bottom angle, or I guess I could do it this way. Yep. Here's my top. I probably should measure this one too. Every once in a while, just let's see how much space we have to work in here first. So this top one, well, if I put my center one in the center, I'm using the wider stickers. So I'm going to run this through the center first. These are 6-inch stickers. I'm going to move this left just a little bit so it'll run along the... Okay, so I didn't line up my mats exactly with each other, and I guess that's going to be okay. I mean, really, it's scrapbooking. It doesn't have to be super perfect. So I believe these are just, it looks like it's a little bit over 1/4 inch. So I'm going essentially 3/16 is where this one is on either side of my 0 of my ruler. And now I'm going to be at the 7/8 mark here with this one that I cut. All right, I'm going slightly here, just below my 7/8, and I want to line it up. I did go under my ruler just a hair the first time. There's that. And now we're going to get the next one. We're going to cut it at an angle also, because like I said, we're going to mimic this pattern. And I could have done, oops, that was not the pattern. There we go. So I wanted to make sure I got the same angle both at the top and the bottom. I could have done a smaller point and actually just made each one of these pointy. One is going to be right at the 1-inch mark here, just about 1/16 of an inch above it. And going across here. Okay. Oof. It looks a little bit like a hamburger, doesn't it? Maybe I should have cut it the other way too, but that's okay. I'm going to go with it. These are my 3 lines. In addition, I can journal on here, or I can put a photo. And granted, it'll cover up the plant, or I can cut my photo down here, or I can place my photo even just over the bottom half of the mat, because I don't always follow what the mats are on the page. And we can write our other journaling here. And you can add a couple more of the write-on stickers in between. Maybe that would make it look a little bit less hamburger-like. I don't know why it's getting a little hamburger-like to me, but that's okay. Left side of the page is done. Right side of the page. And that's one of those things where sometimes I see it in my head and I think, wouldn't it be fun to mimic that border? And then I get into it and I'm just not sure about that one. Maybe cut the full point, like this little diamond from each one of your ends of your stickers. So again, I'm going to place this about 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the paper here on the right side of my page. And then I have memories and 2 of our tan with the lines going across it. The back side of this one has lines running up and down, and this one has lines running up and down also. Go figure. And then our memories is running the opposite direction on the opposite side of our mat there. Okay. Zero centering ruler again for this one. Sometimes it's just nice to not have to think about the placement. Memories, we want it on the 3s again, since we know we have a 6-inch mat. Okay. There we go. And then this one is going over here, about 1/2 inch around it. It's about 1/4 inch in between the memories. And these 2 are our 4.5 by 6.5 mats. The memories is one of our 4 by 6 mats. And the other side of the page were all 4 by 6 mats. I'm not sure if I remembered to mention that. I have a few of our stickers that these are just the geometric points here. Oh, I'm missing a piece. Nope, I'm not missing a piece. I put this in the wrong place. Okay, let me get my multi-purpose tool. Here we go. We got a little flustered by the hamburger, I guess. There we go. Just pulling that up. We can run our finger along any leftover repositionable tape on the paper. Get a little bit more tape back on here. Looking at making sure I'm getting the correct side here. There we go. And now I need to move this one up a little bit also. And then I'll show you on the sketch where this came from. All right. Still repositionable tape on my table here a little bit. All right. So on the sketch, goodness gracious. Let me put my other stickers real quick. These are the other 3 geometric pieces here. Okay. Right hand side of our page. and sketch. So we put the border going down the left side of our page on this one. And I noticed that there's a border running through the bottom here. And of course I only had 2 of the laser cuts. So I wanted to run one vertically and one horizontally on the page. And that's what I get for not following my own notes here. Let me bring in the left side of this page. And you know what? I think I actually may fix this as well. But I want to show you these 2 pages together first. So here's that. Just our second interpretation of the sketch. And I am going to go under here and just lift a little bit. I'm going to fix these because it's going to bother me if I don't. I was not intending for the hamburger look. And I'm just using my multi-purpose tool here. It's just so handy. There's a reason it is the multi-purpose tool. And when I couldn't find mine, I felt like I was missing a hand at times. But that's just how it is. You can mark the center of your piece here if you want. I'm just gonna go for it here. That's actually what I was looking at. Thinking about wanting that look more. Okay, so that's starting here in the middle. We've got our diamonds, or not our diamond, but our points. And let's see how we can do this one. Just a smaller point here. And angling along just a little bit more on this side here. There we go. So our top and our bottom are going to be just a little bit smaller, but such is the nature of fixing what I did. So hopefully you all are watching before crafting along with me, and you can cut your right-on stickers at the angle that makes more sense for this layout. There we go. Oh, I'm feeling just a lot better about the whole thing here. Okay. The hardest part is getting those off of my fingers. It doesn't do anything to the scissors, but it does get stuck to my fingers. There we go, and it doesn't really even look, well, that one's a little bit off, but it's okay. I think it's better than the hamburger look we had before, honestly. And then as I was adding the points over here, I realized, yeah, let's make those points. I think it definitely looks more like it fits this layout. So thanks for bearing with me. That's layout number 2. Let's get into layout number 3. For layout number 3, we are going dark blue. So I am using the darker blue tile, maybe, look paper. The back has a very light geometric pattern on it, and we're using the same paper for both sides of the page again. My left side of the page is definitely much trickier than the right side. I pulled out a single border sticker that we're going to be cutting as we go along, and we are also going to be doing a double layer mat with the light tan mat that has the white square in it. It has the lines running across it. We are actually going to layer on the lotus flower mat onto it. So let's just go ahead and do that right now. First things first. And I'm also going to pull out my zero centering ruler again because I do want this one coming off the left side of the page, and I'm going to be overlaying it with part of our border. So our border needs to come in just a little, not much, but enough that it's going to cover our mat just a little bit. I have two other 4.5 by 6.5 mats. They both have the grid on them. One has the purple grid and one has the khaki grid. And then I also took part of one of our index sheets and I cut a journal mat. This is 2 inches by 5.5 inches. Both of these are 4.5 by 6.5. And I need to place this one first a little bit over here. Okay, so I just need to get my spacing on the side. Like I said, this side is definitely going to be a little bit trickier. Let me get my top first. Here, about 1/4 of an inch in. Okay, I can't place this one yet because I am going to be running part of the sticker behind it, but this helped me with this line here to know where to put my, see that this placement actually was not bad. So let's see how far in we need to go. And that's one of the other nice things about our zero centering rulers. It has, like this isn't, there's an inch on this side and then it's a 1/2 inch on this other side, or right here. You can see the line for the 1. And then there's a 1.5 and a 0 going across the top, as well as our lines going up and down. So let me just check this real quick. So we are going at a 1/2 inch in. Get that even. While it looks crooked, maybe my mat's off just a little bit. Put some tape on that. And remember, this is our 4.5 by 6.5 mat. So let me, did I have a 1/2 or 3/4? Maybe that's why it looked crooked. Okay, 1/2 inch in, 6.5 inches, half, that would be a 3.25. So find your 3.25 at the top and the bottom of your ruler. And how is that? That's throwing me off. Okay. That looks pretty good. It's a little bit off with the grid on the paper, so I'm going to just adjust it just a hair. There we go. All right. Next, we're going to get our mat on top of our, so this is another one of our laser cut, borders. And let's go ahead and use the repositionable with this again as well. Place this over our mat here. But I don't want to push it all the way down on this bottom because, like I said, we're going to be running this border sticker through the page here. And it's not going to go all the way under this border on this side, but it is going to be running through it. So I want to be, let's see here. So if I get that about 1/4 of an inch, we need to be at the 1.5, I think. 1.5, 1 3/4. So 1 3/4 from the bottom of the page. I am going to cut this little end off here, just on either side, with just a little bit on each side of our dot. And this is actually going to hopefully fit this space. Yep, let me grab my multi-purpose tool as well. Yep, easy enough to lift that. I didn't actually have it pressed down all the way. And I kind of wanted the dots to show. So this is, here's my 3/4. There's a line running right here. Oops. Oh, you know what? I didn't have that stuck down yet, did I? Okay, so this is just going to run here. And I'll cut off what's sticking over the edge of the paper, no problem. You can either flip it over or just take it from the top here. Oops. Of course, it's not sticking to the scissors, but sticking to the ruler a little bit. And so then from the other side here, I figured I wanted 3. Let's see how that's going to work out for me. Am I going to be able to get 3 dots on here? Yes. Okay, so we have 3 dots. Let's cut our sticker again and run this through, and then we'll get our mat placed down as well. So this is just going to go a little bit behind our border. Part of the reason I didn't want to run it all the way through is I thought it looked funny to have this little bit sticking out from under our border. I'll try to show you all if I can. I don't know if you can see that sticking back there. It just looks kind of funny, but if it's coming out from here, it looks nice. Hopefully the camera picked that up well enough. And now I know I'm at 1 3/4, so I'm continuing to run along this line of my paper here. Yep. Yep. So maybe it does make sense to have a paper that has a grid along it so you can just follow and color in the lines a little. It's not something I normally do, but works for this layout. My sticker's trying to go rogue on me and stick down before I'm ready for it to stick. There we go. I think that's going to be about right. Let me make sure that this is going to cover up those 2 ends. Yep. Okay. Sticking everything down. Get some tape runner on this one. And actually, this is going over from the other one a little bit, wasn't it? Well, I like it in between the dots. So I guess that's just the way it is. It's okay because our patterns match on these 2 mats. So I'm okay with that. Makes me wonder if I should move that one over a little bit, but we'll see as we go along. I also have some words that we're going to be adding after we get the right side of our page done. I need my ruler still because I'm going to run the rest of these through the other side of the layout. And bringing in the right side of the page, we're going to have, let's see here, this is here, this one is here, and this is here. So I do need to double check the placement of my other side for the bottom to run this. I think the top is going to be okay. This definitely needs to get, what did I say, an inch, half inch on the other side. And this one is a 4x6 mat. This one is our one with the candle with self-care is the fuel that allows your light to shine brightly, said by an unknown person. I have the 2 blue speckled mats on this side. This one has lines running through the back side of it in a darker blue, and this one has the lavender grid running through the back side of it. Turn my ruler so I can access that half inch on the up and down grid. There we go. And then I need at the 3 because this one is the 4x6 mat and not the 4.5 by 6.5 like what we had on the other side of the page. There's that one. Let's go ahead and put this one down as well, and that's going to be up here in the top at about 1/4 inch. This one's holding on, and grabbing your laser cut border. Same one as the other side again with the green on the back of it. Grabbing my, oops, oh, I have my journal box. I forgot to put on the other side of the page as well. Okay. I was wondering why that looked a little bit empty. I just got so caught up in trying to make sure that the other border sticker was straight. I knew I didn't check my notes again here. Okay, let's get this straight. Okay. Okay, and again, our borders. Okay, this is going over our mat, but it's covering up our words, and I don't like that, so I want to scoot this one over just a little bit further than where we have it on the other side, and I guess that's okay because the other one was the 4.5 by 6.5, and so if we go over further with this one, I think it's perfectly fine. So use your multi-purpose tool to get underneath your mat so you can lift it back up and scoot it over. I'm going to turn my layout so I can do this a little bit easier here. There we go. There you go. Now we can read it. I just moved it over just a little bit and lined it up kind of with these lines here that are already on the paper. So now this one is going to go, let me grab in my left side of the page again real quick here. Put my multi-purpose tool back. Let's go ahead and add our journal box. This one was the 2" by 5.5 inches. And you can write things here as well, but that was going to be my main journal box there. Okay, so this is going to go, all right around here. I have one more dot I want to get from our sticker sheet for our border sticker here. So I'm going to cut this kind of close because I know I don't need too much coming off the edge of the paper here. And again, I will probably put it so I have the dot showing. It's going to overlap this one just a little bit, which is fine because it's all white in the background, and then we'll run this through the rest of the way. Let me see if my lines are lining up on my paper, so I don't even have to pull my ruler back out. All I have to do is place this so where my dot is going over just close to the edge with maybe 1/8 of an inch of the sticker hanging out. Get this lined up here. So that's going to be behind the mat. This is going to get cut off here. And this one is going to go underneath on the other side just a little bit. Again, so following this grid line on my paper, same measurement as what I had on the opposite side of the page. Let me check my placement real quick with the width of the mat. So I have that showing, and I want to have the third dot showing. So maybe I should place this left side of the sticker first. So that way the dot for sure should be showing, and let's hope the other one doesn't go under too far. Lift up my Here we go. All right. Yep, looks like that's going to work out well. Just enough to go underneath the mat without showing on the other side, and I still have my third. This one was a little bit further over, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's more about our photos, I think, than the placement of our dots, but for me, the placement of the dots is important too. And I like my photos to shine on pretty pages, apparently. Okay, so there is my other journal mat, or I'm sorry, my other photo mat. Looks like I didn't quite get it straight. Okay. So the right side of the page is done. Here we go. And now I have this 3-heart piece that has these gray toned hearts on it from our sticker set. And I'm thinking that this is just going to come over here just a little bit. Let me double check where I was thinking about placing it real quick before I do something where I have to lift up another sticker again here. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So kind of almost lined up with this line, but not exact. And then we also have these words that I thought would be fun to run through kind of this bottom part, because we have this thing talking about self-care being the fuel that allows your light to shine. So we have self-care here. We have at home. We have family, friends, solo, me, and fresh air. Let's see. And you can do it any which way you want. I wonder if our me would fit over here. I think just under our mat a little bit here. It actually fits to the edge. Let me straighten that out just a little bit. Sometimes it's easier to pick up the paper to get it to line up the way you want it to. And I apparently have a little crinkle in my paper, so it's making it a little bit more complicated for me. Okay. It's between the mat and the crinkle. There we go. There's my me. And then maybe the solo can go down here. The family and friends at the top. And our fresh air. That was about right here. What our hearts are pointing towards. Okay. So that was nice to use up a whole little batch of stickers, and it gives us lots of different little words on our pages to look at, I guess, if you will, but you know, you're going to look more at the photos anyways. So here is the left side of my page and the right side, now that I've added the stickers and the words. Okay, who's ready to look at the sketch one last time? There we go. So my 3 definitely look different than what the sketch does. So let me bring in the other two layouts. Put this away. And you can see the, let me know which one is your favorite. Is it the dark blue? The light blue? So here's the sketch again with that one. And the lavender and green. You can just say green, I guess, because we just either had light blue, dark blue, or green. And you can see, I think I forgot to show you this one with the sketch, how this is smaller, this is wider, this is smaller, this is wider. That's what influenced that from the sketch overall. Let me know which one of the three is your favorite. All right, let's do a card. I'm just going to do one card, not 3 cards for this one. This one's going to be a quick and super simple card. I pulled out my Ancient Key Border Maker cartridge. I have cut, essentially it's 1/8 of an inch on either side of this open space here, I guess, if you will. And my card base is a little bit smaller. It is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Was off a little bit, so I just cut down 1/4 of an inch. I don't know why, but that's okay. My lavender seed paper is going to be my base. It's 4 inches by 5 1/4 to match our base. And I am going to reinforce the corners all the way around on this one because this card is going to be a little bit unique. It's going to be one of our all-purpose cards. We're not going to have any words on it. However, it's going to be one that you can send or write in either direction. So I'll show you what I mean in just a minute when I get it done. There's our base. I pulled out, this is the lighter grid with the pluses on it. It has the lotus flowers on the back of it. Reinforce the edges on this one a little bit with my repositionable tape. And I do want to center this, so I'm going to pull out my ruler. I'm going to go at the 2 inch on either side. This piece is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. So what am I going to be at? 1 1/4 plus a little. So not quite at 1 3/8. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5/16, maybe 5/8. No, not 5/8 because 3/8 is on here, so it's 5/16, I guess. Just center it as best you can. How's about that? And our Ancient Key border that I'm going to get some repositionable tape onto. You do have to be careful when adding the tape to this one. So this one is 5 1/4 inches wide. And again, I'm going to center it again. So my card's on the 2s. And this is going to be where? About 1/2 inch, just inside of the 1/2 inch. Oh, right at 1/2 inch. So it is basically 1 inch going across our card here. Okay. And so just to show you, I mean, it's just a very light and subtle card. I will show you closer here in just a minute, but I wanted to show you, you could open it either direction. So when I go to write in it, I can write in it this way, or I can write in it this way and then put my message to anybody. A really nice, really beautiful all-purpose card. And there's the closer look. So you can see the different patterns together. It's all very light, but they all go well together. And you can make out the ancient key and the pattern on top of the grid when you look at it up close as well. So thank you all for watching my projects with the Serenity collection, influenced by the sketch on page 100. Let me know what you think. Which one is your favorite of everything I did today? Until next time.